Hola mi gente, welcome to the Money Chisme podcast, where we spill the real chisme on building wealth without the bullshit. Whether you're trying to invest, grow that side hustle, finally get your money right, or my favorite, buy rental properties, you're in the right place. I'm your host, Violeta, a first-gen Mexican immigrant, real estate investor, entrepreneur, and your financial hype woman. Get ready for tips, tricks, and expert advice straight from nuestra comunidad, porque el dinero es power and we're here to claim it. Don't forget, you can always find helpful resources down in the show notes and in descriptions, so make sure you check that out. My thoughts on how I view what wealth looks like is definitely different than when I was younger. And maybe yours, mindset has changed as well. And I want to redefine what financial freedom looks like because I feel like a lot of first gens and other Hispanic Latinos in our community, we kind of reach for the sky with a lot of things because we are have a lot of ambition. We have this high drive because we have to prove ourselves and all that, and that definitely was me. I fell into that trap of like um really wanting to do the most and the best, go after the degree, go after the high paying job. Now that I'm financially stable and on this financial freedom journey, like a lot of that has changed. I remember when I was little that we would take these family drives, for whatever reason. Maybe we went out to eat or something. And then afterwards, sometimes we end up driving around. My parents would take me and my sister out on these drives, and we go to like the rich area, the rich neighborhoods, and we would see all these casotas, these big giant houses, and these fancy cars, and like women walking around with their Louis Vuitton purses and stuff. At that age was like, this is what being rich looks like, this is what it feels like. And I when I grow up, I'm going to be like them and get my casota and get my car. And it's funny because like one of the cars that drew me in was a Lexus, and it was the SUV. I can't think of like the model number right now, but to me at that age, I was probably like, I don't know, like 8 or 9, and probably sometimes maybe middle school age, I guess. But like that car really stood out to me. It looked just so sleek and so fancy to me. And I was like, yo, like when I get older and I start making money and everything, like me voy a comprar ese carro. I'm gonna buy that car. The funny thing, I also would promise my dad that I was gonna buy him a Corvette. And sometimes he still reminds me of that I haven't bought him his Corvette. I mean, jokingly, of course, but I just thought that was something that funny that I would say when I was younger. In 2019, I actually did end up buying, my first Lexus, and I bought a pre-owned Lexus, and it was beautiful. It was white. It had red leather seats, like dark tinted windows. It was nice. Like I liked it. I thought it was fancy. I was like bougie and whatever. And I bought that car for myself in 2019. It was a pre-graduation present because I was technically supposed to graduate in December, but the two classes that I needed were pushed to spring, so then I had to wait to springtime, so I ended up graduating in May. But me compré el carro, right? I saw it. I was on the lookout for it. I saw it on the website and I was like, yo, I gotta go get this car. This is what I want. It's my graduation present. And also, I got a promotion at that time. I became an officer, and well, the following, when I graduated. So it was like my graduation and my promotion present. And at that time, I also bought myself a Louis Vuitton purse, which just like, I think I only used it like maybe 5 times. And then it just sat in the closet collecting dust because then I was scared to like mess it up because it was so fancy and whatever. So like that was a waste of money. Then in 2021, I did buy La Casota, right? Like the big house that when I was little seemed like huge to me. I thought I had made it and I was like, oh my God, I'm on track. I got my like the big house. I got my nice car and, the purse, and I'm buying these things. This is where my mindset kind of started to shift. Around this time, I really overworked myself and stressed myself out, and I was starting to really feel it. And so I started to think about, like, okay, what do I want my life to really look like? Because I thought it was, trying to work to get this retirement and to try to get this big house and all that. But the reality is, I wanted something different. I wanted a slower paced life. I envisioned myself, being on some land, building my house, and just, growing a garden, building a homestead, and enjoying my family and traveling. I wanted to buy some land, and um, I needed to get the down payment for it. So I said bye to my Lexus. I sold that car, and I used that money for a down payment for 10 acres of land. I feel like, although I missed the car, like it was a better financial decision for me, because now I secured the land that I want to be able to build my home. Which brings me to the second thing, which is that I sold my house. And I had a lot of equity in it, but I did end up using some of the equity to fund a surrogacy journey, and which resulted with my daughter. So I had a second mortgage on it. And then, of course, the insurance was going up, property taxes were going up, and it was just getting like pretty expensive to just have this house. And it was a 4-bedroom home, and it was just me, my husband, and we didn't have my daughter at that time. Well, most of the time. But like, I was like, we're not using these other rooms. And although I was renting out one of the rooms to one of my friends, it's just like, I don't want to keep this house. We need to kind of downgrade because we need to start planning the build for the other home. And so we ended up selling the house. We had some equity still, even after we had to pay off the second mortgage, which we ended up just buying another multifamily home for to grow my rental portfolio. But yeah, we rented for a little bit over a year and just cut our expenses, really paid down some debt. And, again, I was able to buy some land, and then we were able to save up and all that so we could actually get the loan for the house that we are in today. But like I was saying earlier, my mindset has changed a little bit. The goal is still the same, building financial freedom, building multiple sources of income, and building some generational wealth to leave behind for, the kids, right? Like for me now, with how much I actually need to be financially free has definitely changed, because I no longer want like a big giant house. Like I don't want to build a big giant house on my property, on my land, because like realistically I don't need that much space. The priority is to have a nice big outdoor kitchen and lounge area outside, because I love being outside. And I plan to homestead, so I just want to like plant some veggies and grow some food and raise some chickens and maybe some goats. I don't know. So like it's going to be very low cost, but I don't need that much money anymore. Like I don't need to be this multi-millionaire, like, super duper rich and everything like that. I want to have enough to sustain myself, to provide, for my parents that are basically retirement age, coming up on that age. So, I need to help out with that. and be able to travel, provide for the kids. And, I do want to buy a home in Mexico. So, and that's it. And I feel like that's a mindset that a lot of people are starting to shift now, especially in today's, climate of how much everything costs. Everything's so expensive, and people are getting laid off, and like nothing is, secure anymore. There's so many people that are stressing about their finances and being able to pay bills and provide for their families and everything. So now it's like, okay, what's the point of all this? What are we doing this for? Do I really need to be stressing myself out how I am and really overworking myself? So it's definitely a mindset shift going on now. I see it a lot, at least on my side of like TikTok and stuff, of where people are just trying to pull back and just trying to uh not have that 9 to 5 anymore, and just be able to have enough financial freedom to enjoy life, provide for their kids, and travel or whatever other hobbies you may have. And I wanted to bring this up because a lot of small time investors are just that. They just want this financial freedom to do all those things, but also probably bring down their own housing costs and stuff. And that's why I'm like here, promoting real estate investing, and I'm so passionate about it because, like, when you think of a real estate investor, you do think about these big time companies and these big time multimillionaires with 100+ properties. And it makes it like feel intimidating and less achievable, and kind of like, that's not for me, when it can be, because it could help you accomplish, some goals, some of your dreams, and help you build that financial freedom. And I want to change what a real estate investor looks like, because could be a small timer like me or possibly you. But overall, learning to reflect on and figure out what wealth means to you. What does it look like for you? Like, imagine what your future life looks like. It may not be what you were taught for it to look like previously mentioned already, like the fancy car, the big ass house, and all that stuff. Like, it might not look like that for you, and that's okay. The key thing is to figure out how to get to the wealth that you want. And so I'm curious to know, what does financial freedom look like to you? What does being rich look like to you? And has your views changed from, when you first started your journey to now? And if you want to be super rich, that's super cool too. I'm not saying don't, shoot for that. Other than that, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Hasta luego. Bye. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to like and share this episode so others can also find this podcast. Don't forget to follow me on all my social medias listed in the show notes below, where you can also find resources to help you in your financial journey. If you're interested in becoming a guest on the podcast, you can find that information in the show notes. Other than that, thank you so much for your support, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.